Hello everybody, welcome back to Pokémon Leaf Green, and today we're going to start off with the battle from the rival. We're headed towards him, and I'm just going to tell you right now, the emulator I was using didn't want to play nicely with fraps today, so there's going to be a couple of lag spikes here and there, as you'll probably notice in the video. Anyway, he's over here on Route 22, I think this is, and he'll walk up, say, "Hey, you're off to the Pokemon League? Too bad. You can't get there without any badges. By the way, did you get any tougher?" And then he starts a battle. About as weird as it can get. He has two Pokemon, a Pidgey and a Charmander. The Pidgey is level 9, knows Tackle and Sand Attack, no Gust for some reason. It should know it, but it doesn't. And Charmander knows Scratch and Growl, but not Ember. For some strange reason, the AI, if they have a set party, they also have a set moveset. That makes sense, right? I actually opened up a trainer editor and looked at his first battle party, and for some reason it's not set to have them know the same moves they should at that level. Probably because in Red and Blue they didn't know it, but I'm not sure. Anyway, his Pidgey is actually very, very scary, and it's doing about 9 HP if I remember correctly. And I'm just going to use a potion to heal up Beaky a bit, and it's going to use Tackle again, and that's about 6. So I'm going to get about 3 HP back per turn from Leech Seed, and it's going to get a critical hit, and I'm going to use Peck. I think the critical hit ratio in Generation 3 is higher than it is in Generation 6 and up. Here I'm going to switch out to Flowery, by the way. But they also do double the damage instead of 1.5 times more damage, like it does in Generation 6. I'm gonna trip all over my words while I'm talking. But in Generation 6 you can have guaranteed critical hits, rather than in here where if you get your critical hit ratio to +3, you don't have a guaranteed critical hit. It caps at 66%. Anyway, he's got his Charmander out, and it's going to use Scratch and Growl mostly, because that's all it knows. But I thought it knew Ember at the time, so I decided to I switched out to Larxene. I'm going to keep using Scratch here, but I think Low Kick might have been a better choice, now that I'm looking back at this. There's really not much going on. This is how all the early battles go. It's kind of boring almost all the time. So I'm gonna fill the time with a fun story. When I'm recording this, we're just about to take our Christmas tree down. Today actually. And we got a Wii U for Christmas that came pre-installed with Mario Kart 8 and was supposed to be bundled with all the DLC that has been released so far. So we opened it up expecting all of the DLC to be installed, and were surprised when we found that it wasn't. So we kept playing it like normal, right? It was still fun, but we wanted the DLC courses, but we didn't have internet because our internet company is mean. And they're out of bandwidth, quote quote. So I had to go to our local library, plug in our Wii U, and I had to route the Wi-Fi through my computer to download an update for for the Wii U, which took a total of about 6 hours, if I remember correctly. And the next day, well, that didn't even include the DLC, by the way. So the next day I had to go back, and download the actual DLC, which took even longer. about 8 hours. But the first day, the library was packed, so the Wi-Fi was extremely slow. And so we did eventually get it, but gosh darn it, I hate the internet company I have here. I just don't think they haven't had bandwidth for new customers in almost a year. Almost a year. They haven't even attempted to fix anything, apparently. Anyway, welcome to Viridian Forest. I'm sorry, I got really lost in my rant there. And we're gonna run into our first Pokemon here, which is a Caterpie. Caterpie is one of my favorite Pokemon because Butterfree is also one of my favorite Pokemon. I usually like Pokemon if their endline evolution is really good. Or I think it's really good. So Caterpie is just one of those Pokemon I like. And we got Caterpie. So you kill a Caterpie, you get 1 HP EV per Caterpie you kill. And the other things you get here are defense EVs. You get 2 for each Kakuna and Metapod you kill, and 1 speed point for every I think Pikachu gives off speed, Caterpie give off the speed EVs too, and I think that's all that's in here. I was looking for a Pikachu, but I didn't want to waste my time in the forest looking for a Pikachu. Anyway, here's a Caterpie. No, not a Caterpie, that's a Weedle. Hush, I know what I'm talking about. And it's going to use String Shot. I'm just going to say I hate String Shot's animation. It takes a very long time to go. It wastes time for no apparent reason. So I'm just going to... If it happens after that, I think I'll fast forward through it. And if you're wondering what I'm doing here, I'm looking for an item that doesn't exist. Anyway, here's our first trainer battle that's not with our rival. Say hello to Bugcatcher Rick. Bugcatcher Rick has 2 Pokemon, a Weedle and a Caterpie. I'm not going to tell you what their moves are because it doesn't really matter, and he's not an important trainer character, so I'm not going to make a slate for him. So he's got a Weedle and a Caterpie. So he sends out Weedle, I kill it in 1 hit, you know, same old, same old. And then he's going to send out Caterpie, and I have to level up Larxene now because I like to have all of my Pokemon at around the same level. And I'm just going to use Scratch, and then use Scratch again. So, luckily String Shot missed. I was thinking about fast forwarding through most of these battles because the early battles just take forever because your Pokemon can't really one-hit kill anything unless it has a lot of attack or it's super effective, and most of my Pokemon are neither of those things. I'm gonna move Beaky to the back, Larxene's now in the front, and we're gonna go to gosh, what's this guy name? What's this guy name? That's a sentence. Oh yes, Doug. Doug has 2 Weedle, I think. Anyway, Larxene's gonna use Scratch. It's gonna use Poison Sting. Thankfully, I don't get poisoned on the first attempt, but I do get poisoned on the second attempt, which is okay. I'm okay with that. What? Gosh darn. I don't know what to talk about sometimes. Anyway, it's gonna use String Shot. I did fast forward through it. I meant on the emulator, not on the actual footage. But I meant on the actual footage when I said I want to fast forward through all of the battles in the early game.